Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Morning. We hope that you all had a good and restful weekend. We appreciate your arriving promptly so we can get underway. Check to make sure you each have your individual notebooks. And I believe we are ready to ask the state whether there is further evidence for the state.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is called Summer Market.
Ms. Franks?
Thank you. Would you please state your name and spell it for the court reporter?
Lee Summer Maffett, last name M-A-F-F-E-T-T.
And how are you employed?
I'm a forensic scientist with the North Carolina State Crime Laboratory, assigned to the latent evidence section in Raleigh.
And what are your duties in the latent evidence section?
I process evidence submitted by law enforcement agencies throughout the state of North Carolina for the presence of latent prints. If I develop any prints, I'll then compare them to any available known standards to either identify or eliminate involved individuals. I make notes of my findings and release reports and appear in court as needed.
And what type of education and training have you had to be able to do that?
I have a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a Master of Science in Chemistry, both from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I have completed the North Carolina Basic Law Enforcement Training, as well as the State Bureau of Investigation Special Agent Training Academy. I've also completed 16 months of in-house training within the latent evidence section, which includes chemical and powder processing of evidence, comparison of latent fingerprints and palm prints, the use of the State Automated Fingerprint Identification System, or SAFIS, and the Automated Fingerprint Identification Technology, or AFIT.
Would you explain to the jury what a latent print is?
A latent print is basically a print that is invisible to the naked eye. It requires some sort of processing in order to see it.
And have you identified people by comparing latent prints to their own inked fingerprints?
I have.
Approximately how many times?
I don't have a number for that right now, actually.
Have you briefly testified in court before concerning the identification of people based on fingerprint comparison?
I have.
How many times?
6 times total.
Thank you. Your Honor, the state would tender the witness to the court as expert in fingerprint identification.
Any objection?
No.
Her testimony will be received as proffered.
Now, did you have an occasion to examine items for possibility of being latent or identifiable prints of an incident that occurred in Durham, April 3rd, 2011, involving a stabbing and a victim, Reginald Day?
I'm going to refer to my notes. I did.
And how many items approximately did you examine?
I examined 13 items.
If I may approach the witness, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'll show you what's been marked States Exhibits 22 and 23. If you take them on, see if you can identify those items one at a time.
Yes, I can.
And starting with States Exhibit 22, what is that item?
States Exhibit 22 is Lab Item 2, and according to my notes, it's a broken Hampton Forge serrated bread knife.
And what, if anything, did your results show on that particular item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on that item.
And item number 23?
State's Exhibit 23 is my item, lab item 3. And again, according to my notes, it is a Hampton Forge serrated steak knife.
And what, if any, results did your examination show on that particular item?
Again, there were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And how did you receive both of those items, 22 and 23?
Both of these were received in the plastic containers sealed.
And when you finished examining them, how did you package them back?
I repackaged them in their original packaging and sealed them in order to be returned to the agency.
May I approach the witness again?
Yes, ma'am.
Adrian, I'm going to show you what's been marked State's Exhibits 27 and 28. You begin with 27. See if you can identify that item.
Yes, I can.
And what is item 27?
State's Exhibit 27 is lab item 7, and again, according to my notes, it's one black knife handle.
And what were your results on that item?
There were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And did you receive that item in a sealed package condition?
Yes,
And what did you do with it after you tested it?
I sealed it back in its original packaging for return.
And item number 28?
State's Exhibit 28 I do not see the item number, the barcode that usually is put on the evidence when it's examined by the lab.
You don't see it on that item either?
I do not.
Do you know if you examined that item?
Okay. I did examine it.
And what, if any, were your results?
Again, there were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed on this item.
If I may approach the witness again, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Agent, I'll show you what's been marked State's Exhibit 26 and 29. You look at those items and see if you can identify them, beginning with item 26.
I can.
And what is item 26?
State's Exhibit 26 is lab item 10, and according to my notes, it is one piece of a Hampton Forge utility knife blade.
And what were your results on that particular item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And State's Exhibit 29?
State's Exhibit 29 is lab item 11, one piece of a knife blade.
And what were your results of that item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And again, State's Exhibit 26 and 29, were they received in a sealed condition by you?
Yes.
And once you finished examining with the items, how did you repackage them?
I sealed them back in their original containers for return to the agency.
How many persons?
Yes, ma'am.
I now show you what's been marked State's Exhibits 30 and 31. You take a moment, see if you can identify those.
Yes.
And what is item 30?
State's Exhibit 30 is lab item 12, one black and silver knife handle.
And what were your results on that item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And item number 31?
State's Exhibit 31 is lab item 13. 1 Hampton Forge partially serrated steak knife blade.
And what were your results of that particular item?
There were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And again, did you receive State's Exhibit 3031 in a packaged sealed condition?
Yes,
And after you finished your examination, how did you package those items?
I sealed them back in their original containers for return.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I now show you what's been marked 32 and 33. You take a moment, see if you can identify item number 32.
Yes.
And what is item number 32?
State's Exhibit 32 is lab item 14, 1 piece of a knife blade.
And item 33?
State's Exhibit 33 is lab item 15, 1 black and silver knife handle.
And what were your results of State's Exhibit number 32?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And in State's Exhibit 33?
There were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And did you receive 32 and 33 in a packaged sealed condition?
Yes,
And once you examined them, what did you do with them?
I sealed them back in the original containers for return.
May I approach the witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Agent, I now show you State's Exhibit 34, 35, and 36. If you'll begin with State's Exhibit 34, see if you can identify that item.
Yes.
And what is State's Exhibit 34?
State's Exhibit 34 is lab item 16, 1 Hampton Forge chef knife blade.
And what was your examination of that item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And State's Exhibit 35?
State's Exhibit 35 is lab item 17, 1 Hampton Forge bird's beak knife.
And what was your results on that item?
There were no latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And State's Exhibit 36?
State's Exhibit 36 is lab item 18.
And what were your results on that item?
There were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed on this item.
And did you receive 34, 35, and 36 in a sealed condition?
Yes,
After examination, what did you do with 34, 35, and 36?
I sealed them back in their original containers for return to the agency.
Now, on items 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, and 17, you stated there were no latent prints noted or developed. And on items 7, 8, 13, 15, and 18, you said there were no identifiable latent prints noted or developed. Can you explain the difference to the jury?
When I say there's no latent prints, I basically mean there was no rich detail at all noted or developed. By no identifiable latent prints, that means there was some rich detail that I either noted or developed on those items, but it wasn't enough for me to take that further and do a comparison with any knowns.
And now, did you do a written report of your findings?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll show you what's been marked State's Exhibit number 48. If you take a moment, see if you can identify that item.
Yes.
And what is that item?
This is my laboratory report that I issued after I examined all the items of evidence in this case.
And other than the red exhibit sticker, has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to enter into evidence State's Exhibit number 48.
Any objection? No. It's allowed.
And we also ask that it be published to the jury, and I have copies.
Yes, ma'am. If you hand that to the bailiff.
If I may approach now.
Yes, ma'am. And members of the jury, again, after you finish reviewing this, you just look up so the bailiff can know when to collect the exhibit from me.
D-L-E-I-G-H.
Ms. Franks?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Meyer, cross-examination, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Your Honor, we'd ask that Agent Bassett be released.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you're free to go. You're released from your subpoena. Further evidence for the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state will be calling Al Brown. Push your left hand bottom, raise your right, please. You solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in the case now being heard shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Ms. Franks?
Thank you. Sir, if you please state your name and spell it for the court reporter.
My name is Almon, that's A-L-M-O-N, last name Brown, B-R-O-W-N.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm currently a special agent with the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division in South Carolina.
Take you back to April of 2011. How were you employed at that particular time?
I was a crime scene specialist with the City of Durham Police Department.
Did you have an occasion to be called to 3507 Century Oaks Drive in reference to a stabbing that occurred April 3rd, 2011?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Do you remember what time you got there?
I believe I received the call around 0400 hours. I would need to refer to my notes if that's okay, at the time
Yes.
I arrived.
Yes.
And I'm showing my arrival time was 0450 hours.
And what, if anything, did you do once you arrived?
I believe initially with this scene, I was actually called to the hospital first and then to the police department to photograph the victim and the defendant in this case, as well as collect some clothing before I arrived to the initial crime scene. Once I arrived at the initial crime scene and was informed that a search warrant had been executed and obtained for the residence, I observed, documented with both photography, crime scene notes, and a crime scene sketch the crime scene, as well as preserved and collected any evidence of the scene.
As far as photography, what would have been the first thing you would have done as far as general overall photography of the crime scene?
I always start my photography working from the outside in of a scene. So I would obviously begin the first photo. It was a protocol in Durham that we begin our first photo with what we call a photo identifier that would identify the series of photos and the location where the photo is going to be taken. And then I would work from the outside in. In this case, I believe from the outside of the apartment. I believe it was apartment N. Then is in November. And work from the outside into the interior. And I would begin taking overall, working from around the perimeter of each room, taking overall photos of the interior of the residence.
After you took these photos, what would be the next thing you would do?
Once I took photos, I would then begin to document with a sketch the overall layout. And then once I would document with a sketch the overall layout of the apartment, I would then begin to place photo markers by things I observed to be of evidentiary value or things that have been pointed out in a walkthrough that I knew that I needed to mark as evidence. And we would use photo placards, as they're called.
And would you take photographs of those also?
Yes. After each step in the process, after we do our initial walkthrough, and then when we do the overall photos, and then we place placards on evidence, we would then go into another series of photos, of overall photos. Also, we would also do mid-range and close-up of the photos with the photo identifier in the particular photos.
And after you took those photos, what, if anything, would you do?
After that particular series of photos, we would then begin to collect any evidence and do any processing that needed to be done inside the scene.
May I approach the witness, John? Officer Brown, we're showing you state's exhibits 49 through 85. If you would take a moment and see if you could just identify those as a group.
Okay.
And what is state's exhibits 49 through 85?
These appear to be selected photos from my crime scene photos that I took on
And would
the...
that have been your initial overall photos without the yellow cars?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so. Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
And do the accurately portray the scene as you found it on that date, April 3rd, April 4th, 2011?
Yes, ma'am.
Have they been altered in any way other than the red State's Exhibit sticker?
No, ma'am, not that I can tell.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to enter into evidence State's Exhibits 49 through 85.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
They're allowed for illustrative purposes.
If I may approach the witness, Your
Yes,
Honor.
ma'am.
Madam. If we could start, and I'll let you do it one at a time. We'll start with State's Exhibit 49.
Okay.
If you will, explain to the jury what State's Exhibit 49 shows.
This photo would be the entrance to the apartment at 3507 Apartment Inn. I believe it's the Country Scene Apartments where the crime scene was located.
Not that one. You turned the wrong one.
Oh, I didn't touch it.
Not so one. That'll work. If you go, and was it open? Is that exactly how you found it?
Yes, ma'am, this is the exact location of the way I observed it.
If you will, put up State's Exhibit number 50.
In State's Exhibit number 50, this would be right as you enter the threshold of the doorway. It's the immediate view of the floor and into what appeared to be the living room area of the particular apartment.
And State's Exhibit 51. And if you hit the rotate button.
Oops. Give me a second. There we go. In this image, it is the overall view of the living room. Now this picture is taken from, if you were looking from the opposite corner, so we're looking back from one corner of the living room back toward the front door of where you come in to the apartment.
State's Exhibit 52.
State's Exhibit 52 would be the view of the living room area once you've entered the front door of the apartment and look immediately to the right.
State's Exhibit 53.
State's Exhibit 53 would be your immediate view if you turn all the way to your right once you enter the front door. This was the view into the living room you would see.
And 54.
'54 is once you're standing into the living room. To the left of this picture, this out of view would be the area of the entranceway, the doorway. This would be a view looking from the living room down the hallway towards where the bathroom and also utility room was located.
55.
'55 is a view looking down the hallway. This would be standing in the living room looking straight down the hallway of the apartment.
And 56.
56 would be looking in the utility room, overall the utility room area that is off the hallway.
And 57.
57 would be on the opposite side of the living room if there's a little dining area. And this would be in the dining area looking back toward the living room. To the right is the kitchen area. So this would be the view if you were standing in that dining area looking back toward the living room.
58.
This would be another area. This would be standing right there at the threshold between the dining room and the living room, looking back toward the living room. This would be the view into the living room from that area.
And 59.
And 59, this would be standing in the living room, looking back toward the dining room area. There again, the dining room area is straight in front of you. The kitchen would be up and to the left in this photo.
And 60?
'60 is just another close-up of the living room area, or overall the living room area with the table and the chairs in that particular area.
61?
'61 is a view looking from the hallway back into the kitchen, into the dining room area. So I'm standing in the hallway looking into the kitchen area, which is a walk-through kitchen, focused back through the kitchen into the dining area as well.
And 62?
'62 is just another picture looking into the kitchen. This time I am shooting back from the dining room area back through the kitchen into the hallway, different perspective.
And 63?
'63 is the photo of the kitchen counter. This would be if you were standing in the hallway looking back toward the right of the kitchen counter in the sink area inside the kitchen.
And 64?
'64 would be, this would be one of the bedrooms that was off the hallway, but appeared to be a child's bedroom. And this was looking from the hallway into that bedroom, the initial photo from the doorway.
And 65?
And this is a bedroom located, or a bed located in the bedroom. I'm not sure which bedroom this is in. I know this is not the master bedroom, and I'm not sure if this is the children's bedroom or not, by this picture.
And 66?
And this would be another photo. It would appear to be the same room. You see the same bed and another chair in this bedroom. Also some storage compartments in the same room.
And 67?
Yeah, this photo helps me better to orient. Yeah, this room would be that children's room that I was referring to initially. There again, you can see the storage units that we refer to, as well as what appears to be some type of either entertainment center that also had clothing and storage items that were in that same room. This would be the room that I initially referred to when we took the photo looking from the hallway into that room as a child's room.
And 68?
And in '68, we would be back into the hallway, looking back down away from the living room. And this would be focused on the room ahead, would be the master bedroom.
And 69?
'69 would be the floor, hallway floor, immediately outside of the master bedroom. And the reason I took this shot, there appeared to be some type of red stain on the hallway floor right here in this area, just immediate outside the master bedroom.
And State's Exhibit 70?
State's Exhibit 70 is an overall view into the master bedroom from the doorway.
State's Exhibit 71?
This is a view standing in the threshold of the doorway and looking into the master bedroom, the floor, and the bed and nightstand area.
72?
This would be, if you're standing in the threshold of the doorway and looking back to your right into the master bedroom, you see the bed, the window, and also a dresser that's immediately to the right.
And 73?
And this, again, is another view. It's a little zoom in a little bit closer of the bed and the floor area and the window in the master bedroom.
And 74?
This would be a photo if you were standing in front of the bed in the master bedroom and looking back toward what was a bathroom, the master bath that adjoined the bedroom. Looking back in that direction toward that, the hallway would be to your left, where that doorway is on the left.
So the door on your left is going out into the hallway.
That is correct.
75?
'75 is the overall of the master bed and the master bedroom.
76?
'76 is a close-up of just the mattress with the comforter and pillows there on the bed.
And 77?
'77, this would be if you were standing to the bathroom area, and the way this residence was structured, the bathroom that immediately adjoined the master bedroom was like a sink and toilet area, and then the bathtub and shower was in between two other bathrooms. So this would be if you were walking that door into the master bedroom and you walked into that other door that we just saw immediately, you're going to that bathroom area for the master bath. This would be standing in that area, which has a sink and a toilet. Looking back through, the doorway is open, there is a shower area, and then there's another room, as you can see in this photo, and that would be another bathroom that has a toilet and a sink area in it.
And State's Exhibit 78?
In this photo, we would be in the other bathroom, as I'm referring to, looking back through the bathtub and shower area, back toward what I'm calling the master bathroom.
So there's two bathrooms with just a toilet and a sink, and then the tub is in between the two.
Correct.
One goes to the master bedroom.
Correct.
Does the other one go out to the hallway?
Yes, it is.
And 79?
So now this is the doorway I believe this is the doorway from the hall into the bedroom. Or I'm sorry, this is the doorway from the bathroom from the master bedroom. If you're standing in the bathroom off the master bath, looking back, the doorway open, this is the position of that door.
And 80?
This is how what I'm classifying as the master bath would look. You have the sink and the toilet in that particular area.
And 81?
Mm. 81 is a closet. Now this closet, if you're back in the master bedroom and look just to the right of where what I'm classifying the master bathroom door, this doorway is there for the closet for master bedroom. And this is the manner in which the closet was found and documented.
And 82?
And 82, this is the other bathroom I was referring to that you can enter off the hallway that also connects to the bathtub area. And this was looking back toward the toilet and sink from the hallway view of this particular bathroom.
And 83?
83 is the doorway from the hallway into this particular bathroom area. Looking back toward the doorway, you can see the door. It's open in position, and it was also appeared to be off its hinges.
And 84?
84 is the bathroom mat. Immediately if you're walking in from right to left here, you would be coming in from the hallway. That's the door in the top right corner of this photo. And then the bath mat in front of the sink area. On the bath mat you have what appear to be the locking mechanism from the bathroom door, and also some hair clumped up within the locking mechanism.
And 85?
85 would be another view of that same door. The hallway would be to your left, the sink and toilet to your right. And this is just another view of the doorway in that particular bathroom area.
Thank you. May I approach the witness again, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach her?
Yes, ma'am.
Officer, I now show you what's been marked, State's Exhibit 86 through State's Exhibit 127. If you would see if you can identify those particular items as a group.
Okay.
And what are State's Exhibits 86 through 127?
Now, these appear to be another series of crime scene photos I took with the photo placards I referred to earlier in the place in the scene.
And does 86 through 127 accurately portray the items as you found them and with the play card that you put down?
Yes, ma'am.
Have they been altered in any way other than the State's Exhibit sticker?
Not that I can tell, ma'am.
Your Honor, State removed to enter into evidence State's Exhibits 86 through 127.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. They're admitted for illustrative purposes.
Thank you. If you would begin with State's Exhibit 86 and again put it up on the Elmo and describe for the jury what it shows.
This again, we're with photo placards placed. We're standing on the outside of the front doorway and looking into the apartment back toward the living room. And there was initially believed to be there was some type of red stain there on the floor, on a particular item on the floor. It was later determined that it was an ornament from the wreath that had been hanging on the door that fell there. The red painting, if you will, it kind of flaked off of it. But it was marked initially because we thought it was of evidentiary value, that it could possibly have been consistent with blood at the time initially.
And 87?
And this is another close-up image with the placard number 1. And in this photo you can see more of what I was just describing with that particular ornament from the wreath and the flaking off of the coating that it had on the particular foam.
88?
In this image, we were standing right there in the doorway looking back to the right into the living room. There were some items marked on the couch, I believe a knife and knife handle, as well as some red stains. that were documented on that couch to the left of this photo.
And 89?
89 would be a mid-range shot of the couch I was just referring to, marking items or markers 2, 4, and 3 in this particular photo.
And 90?
And this is a mid-range image of the same couch with markers 3 and 4, identifying a knife blade that was in the couch, as well as knife handle, and then a whole knife that was still together with the blade and handle intact.
And 91?
Uh, 91 is a close-up of marker 2, and this would be the red stains that were on that end of the couch.
Now, what did you do? Did you do anything as far as those red stains?
Yeah, that would have been swabbed, collected as a sample.
And State's Exhibit 92?
And this is there again another mid-range shot of markers 3 and 4 previously described.
And 93?
And this is a close-up. Let me see if I can turn that around for you. This is a close-up of marker 3 there with the knife handle and 3. 3 was actually indicating two areas. I believe there was a handle there and a piece of a blade, and so we put it down in between to represent both areas.
And 94?
Item 4 is representing the knife that's intact that's on the couch.
And 95?
And this picture here, actually, let me see if that's reversed. Make sure I got it right. Okay. And this image here, this would be in the living room looking toward the entertainment center. There's what appear to be a pair of brass knuckles, commonly referred to as brass knuckles, that was marked at marker 5.
And 96?
This would be a close-up view of marker 5, and what I was referring to is the brass knuckles on the entertainment center.
And are you putting that on there face down or face up? Yeah, turn it over the other way. That's better.
Works a lot better that way. I apologize.
That's okay. And
Do I need to repeat any of the ones previously, or do we?
That's okay right now. 95, if you just say what that is again.
This is going to be marker 5 with the previously referred to gold or brass knuckles.
And that was at the TV entertainment?
That's at the entertainment center inside the living room, correct.
And 96?
This would be in the kitchen counter. This would be the kitchen counter if you were looking toward the living room area. There's kind of like an aerial window there. You can see into the living room. To the left is a kitchen sink. This here, I believe, was a red stain that was observed on the kitchen counter at marker 6.
And 97? Is that 97 or 96?
Actually, this is 98 that I'm holding in my hand.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm one off. We could put 98 up.
98 is referring to a red stain that was on the kitchen counter. This is just a close-up view of marker 6.
And did you do anything with that stain?
I believe this stain was also swabbed as well.
And 99?
This would be the view if you're looking into the kitchen, straight down on the kitchen floor, staying in the kitchen. The stove is back to your left, the sink area is back to your right. And this was a knife handle at marker 7.
And 100?
And this is a close-up view of marker 7 of the knife handle.
And 101.
This would be on the kitchen counter, on the back kitchen counter. This would be on the side that the stove and the refrigerator was on. These were several knives that were still intact that were just laying there on the kitchen counter. To the right of it is a knife block.
102.
One and two is illustrating the view if you're standing in the kitchen in front of the refrigerator, looking back toward the hallway and the bathroom that extends off the hallway. And I have a marker, I believe to be marker 9, that is marking the locking mechanism, I believe, on the bathroom floor.
And 103.
And this is a close-up of that same photo I was referring to, looking into that hallway bathroom. There again, marker 9 is on the floor there with the locking mechanism and the hair inside the bathroom.
And 104.
A close-up view of marker 9, seeing a piece of the locking mechanism and the hair, what appeared to be hair.
And 105.
And this would be another view of the hallway looking back toward the master bedroom with marker 10, and there are several other markers in the master bedroom, but specifically in this photo I was focusing on marker 10, the red stain in the hallway floor.
And 106.
And 106 is a close-up shot of marker 10 when the hallway floor, and these would be the red stains that were on the hallway floor.
And did you do anything with those particular red stains?
And these should have been swabbed as well.
And State's Exhibit 107.
In this photo here, let me see if I can rotate it for you. There we go. This would be standing in the doorway of the master bathroom, or master bedroom rather, looking into the floor of the master bedroom. And there were several items that were marked here for evidentiary purposes. So it looks like markers 11, 13, 14, and 15 that I immediately see on the floor in this area.
And 108.
108 is a close-up of marker 11, which is appears to be a piece of knife blade.
And 109.
One now is depicting marker 12, which was on the dresser inside the master bedroom.
And 110.
110 is a close-up view of marker 12 and appears to be a broken piece of, or a piece of a knife blade.
And 111.
And this would be an even closer view of marker 12 and the piece of knife blade I was referring to.
And 112.
This would be the view looking from the master bedroom doorway back into the master bedroom. And this one, the picture is slightly elevated so you can see the markers around the nightstand and the bed on the floor and also near the bed of the master bedroom.
And 113.
And 113 is another view of the items marked at marker 11, 13, and 14 on the master bedroom floor.
And 114.
This is marker 13, appeared to be a broken knife handle.
And State's Exhibit 115.
Uh, 115 is a knife blade at marker 14.
And 116.
Showing marker 15, which depicts a piece of a broken knife blade.
And 117.
And this photo, we're looking at markers 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 that are marking items that are between the bed, master bed area, near the nightstand, and near the closet area of the master bedroom floor.
And states Exhibit 118.
And this would be illustrating marker 17, which was a knife blade.
And 119.
This would be focusing on marker 16. Marker 18 is also in this photo because it was so close. But marker 16 specifically, we're looking at a knife handle in this particular photo.
And states Exhibit 120.
In this photo, we are representing marker 18, which would be a knife that was located beside marker 18.
And 121.
This again is another photo of marker 18, and this was to depict the manner in which this particular knife blade was actually laying on top of this particular shoe.
And 122.
This is focusing on the items that were located on or near the bed. We have markers 19, 20, and 21 that are photographed here.
And states Exhibit 123.
And Stacy Exhibit 123, this is a photo of once the nightstand dresser drawer was open. This is a photo of documents that were in there. The documents were later observed to have the victim's name on several of the documents in this particular drawer.
And 124.
We're illustrating markers 19, 20, and 21. Marker 19 being a knife blade, 20 being what appeared to be a clump of hair, and 21, I believe, a red stain.
And states Exhibit 125.
And this is showing marker 19. This would be again the knife blade or the knife that we're referring to with marker 19.
And states Exhibit 126.
And this would be marker close-up of marker 20, referring to the clump of hair near marker 20.
And states Exhibit 127.
And marker 21, this would be a red stain observed on the mattress in the master bedroom. It was a red stain observed there.
And what, if anything, would you have done with that red
I
string?
believe that was swab as well.
I believe, Officer Brown, you said that you took photographs also of the defendant.
That's correct.
And where did you take those?
I believe it was at Durham Police Department's headquarters.
May I approach the witness, John?
Yes.
May I approach you?
Yes, ma'am.
Officer, I'll show you what's been marked, States Exhibits 128. In a moment, see if you can identify those as a group.
Yes, ma'am.
And what are they as a group?
These appear to be the photos that I took of the defendant at the Durham Police Department headquarters, I believe on April 4, 2011.
And does it accurately portray as the defendant as you found her on that date?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than the red States Exhibit sticker, have they been altered in any way?
Not that I can tell you.
United States removed to enter into evidence States Exhibits 128 through 144.
Any objections? They're allowed for lesson purposes.
If you'll begin with States Exhibit 128 and explain to the jury what each photograph shows.
In State's Exhibit 128, this would be the defendant inside the Durham Police Department headquarters. This would be an overall view of the front side of the defendant as I observed her.
And 129?
.129 would be a mid-range view front side of the defendant that was taken out at the Durham Police Department headquarters. This would include the shoulder area and the head, front facial side of the defendant.
And 130?
And this would be the overall posterior side of the defendant that was taken during this series of photos. The back side row.
And 131?
And this would be a mid-range shot looking from the back side of the defendant, depicting from approximately the waist area up to the shoulders of the defendant.
132?
This would be a left side view of the defendant, overall view as she was standing up.
133?
This was a close-up view of a tattoo on the left shoulder of the defendant.
134?
This is illustrating a overall view of the right side of the defendant.
135?
In 135, we're illustrating a mid-range view from approximately the waist hip area to the head on the right side of the defendant.
And 136?
136 would be a mid-range shot of the front side of the defendant from approximately the waist area to the shoulder area.
And 137?
137 would be, these would be the front left shoulder, would appear to be a halter top that the defendant was wearing. Would appear to be some type of red stain on the white trim of that halter top on the left side.
And 138?
It's not very clear in this photo. There appeared to be some type of red staining on the right sleeve of this particular shirt that the defendant had on. This photo is the front side, looking at the right arm, the clothed right arm of the defendant. And there appeared to be some red stain. It's not very clear in this particular photo on that particular arm.
And 139?
139, we're looking at that same sleeve that I was just referring to. This is a little bit close up. You can see the red stains I was referring to a little bit clearer in this photo.
140?
These were the defendant's hands. I had her turn up for me, and these were looking at the palmar surfaces of her hands.
And 141?
And this would be a view of the back side of the defendant's hands.
And 142?
In this photo shot, this would be looking at the backside of the left hand of the defendant. And this was what appeared to be some type of laceration or injury to this area of the hand.
143.
This was a close-up view of the defendant's face, specifically focused underneath the left eye. There was some type of injury that was observed just underneath the left eye area of the big defendant's face.
And 144.
This is depicting the defendant's lip area and mouth area, and there appeared to be some type of injury on the lips and around the mouth area of the defendant.
Thank you, Officer Brown. I believe you said also you took some pictures of some clothing.
Yes.
What clothing did you take pictures of?
I actually took pictures that had been collected at the hospital, and also after the defendant's clothing was collected, it was again photographed at the Forensic Services Unit prior to it being packaged and submitted to property.
And did you also photograph any of the knives that you collected in the evidence?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And do you remember which one it was?
Which knife?
Yes, sir. Which item number?
No, ma'am, I did not.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I may approach.
Yes, ma'am.
Officer, I show you what's been marked state's exhibits 145 through 161. If you see if you can identify those as a group.
Yes, ma'am, I can identify.
And what are they?
These appear to be the series of photos that I took at the Forensic Service Unit of various items of evidence.
Do they accurately portray items of evidence that you took photographs of?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
And other than the state's exhibit sticker, have they been altered in any way?
Not that I can tell, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state will move to enter into evidence state's exhibits 145 through 161.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
They're admitted for illustrative purposes.
If you will begin with state's exhibit 145 and place it on the MO and describe for the jury what it shows.
This was appears to be marker or item number 4. This was a knife that was recovered, and there was what appears to be red stains on this side of the blade. On the view side that you're viewing in this photograph, there was red stains on the blade.
And 146.
And this is a close-up of the same knife blade, and there again you can see better the red stains depicted on the blade in this particular photograph.
And 147.
This here would be the defendant's clothing. This would be laid out prior to packaging at the Forensic Service Unit to document better.
And 148.
And this would be an overall view of the defendant's shirt, outer shirt. This would be looking at, there appears to be an area marked with a scale tape on the, I guess this would be the left arm area of the shirt.
And exhibit 149.
This is another overall view of the shirt.
And 150?
This would be that area I was referring to earlier that was marked with the scale tape. This is with the scale tape close, and I believe I misspoke. I believe I said it might have been the left. This actually should be the right sleeve of the shirt. These were the red stains that were observed previously.
And is that how you mark any stains that you may find?
Correct. And typically mark it with the scale tape for a matter of reference of size. If for some reason there was to be a ballistic analysis or something to be done later, they have some kind of measurement to refer to.
So the scale tape would remain on it if it was sent to the SBI?
Typically, it depends. Sometimes it can come off in packaging in transit, so they might not see it in the packaging if it falls off, and depending on how long it's tape, so tape over time can lose its stickiness, if you will.
And State's Exhibit 151?
This would have been the halter top that would have been underneath the halter top shirt. I refer this as the inner shirt that the defendant had on. There again, there's marker labels there depicting various red stains that were observed on this particular shirt.
And 152?
Uh, 152 is another view of this shirt along with the stiff scale labels placed on different areas with red stains on the shirt.
And 153?
And this is a tag on the shirt just to identify the make of the shirt.
And 154?
And this is a close-up view of one of several of the stains on the shirt with the scale. And this one here is a close-up view of that particular stain. And this will be only if you're looking at the shirt. This would be over on the right front side of the shirt, kind of near the arm area. That's up and to the right would be you're looking at it's the left where the left arm would come out of the shirt.
And State's Exhibit 155?
And this would be on the upper top area of the halter top, kind of, I guess, it hangs down below the neck area, the lace area. Another red stain that was marked with scale tape located in this area.
And 156?
This here was a red stain on the halter top. I believe this one was down lower, what would be marked with the abdomen area of the shirt. And there again, this is marked with a scale.
And 157?
And this is another stain on the shirt as well, and I believe this is in the abdomen area as well. It's a red linear stain.
And 158?
And this is a stain that was observed on the shirt, and this would be closer if you're facing, I guess, the right side of the halter top, with the scale of reference placed near this stain as well.
And 159?
This would be the victim's clothing as it's been laid out after it's been collected and taken to FSU to be documented further.
And 160?
160, this will actually be if you're looking at the back side of the victim's pants, this would be the back left side near the waist and back pocket. And there were several red stains that were observed in this area.
And State's Exhibit 161?
These stains would be, this would be the victim's clothing. This would be his jeans again. This would be looking at the front left side of the victim's jeans. You can see the belt, the front left pocket, and obviously there's some red stains that are observed in this area as well.
Thank you, Officer.
Ms. Franks, we're going to take a 15-minute recess. It appears to be about 11 o'clock. So we'll take a recess until 11:15. Members of the jury, if you'll recall the instructions and not talk among yourselves or with anyone else about this case. Please don't form or express any opinions about the outcome, no media or independent investigation regarding these matters, and please have no conversations or communications with any parties, witnesses, or lawyers. Leave your notebooks in your chairs and gather in the deliberation room at 11:15. Everyone else, please remain seated. All right, outside the presence of the jury, are there any matters that we need to take up before we recess?
Not for the state, Your Honor.
Not for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, the clerk will be providing you a written order consistent to the order that I announced earlier about personnel records of Dr. Nickel, and otherwise we'll be in recess till 11:15.
Motion reset 11:15.